Hey, how's everybody doing? Rami Z, better known as Stockerfella. I wanted to do a quick video of how I lost $300 today. $302.02 to be exact. And you know, I'm all about transparent trading, showing all your trades. And so I'm by the way, I'm Rami Z, RAMIZ 3684 on Profitly. If anybody wants to follow me there, all my trades are verified on Profitly. Anyways, let's get back into this. I lost $302 today on ITMC, and my biggest mistake I made today was I did not plan this trade, you guys. I planned a couple other trades last night. It was, I believe, TOPS, TOPS, and GSAT. For TOPS, the reason why I was on my watch list, because I traded it maybe 7 times this month or last month. I was profitable about 5 times. I lost maybe twice on it. And GSAT, I was waiting for a $2 breakout, which never happened. So I kind of had FOMO. I kind of had fear of missing out on trading. I like to trade every day, which is another big mistake. I didn't wait for the right setup. I didn't wait for the pattern to play out or come to me. So let's dive right in. ITMC I got as an alert from one of the stock promoters. It was stock of the week, I believe, which I've been following them for a while now, and they've been doing okay. I have a spreadsheet with their picks, and most of their picks, 60-70% of the time, are right, but I know you have to be quick. So my biggest mistake, like I said, was I did not plan this trade. I had FOMO and I just got in. And my second mistake I did was when I did put in my order, I put it in at maybe 0.69, somewhere right here. So I pressed yes, right away. I put in the order. I'm sure you guys know how to do all that. And your broker asks you, "Are you sure you want to confirm?" You confirm it, yes. So my second mistake was I didn't look at my order, which I put in a new rule for my trading now. Is always double check. Always confirm your order. New rule: double check before placing. I wrote it on my plan from now on. So another rule, a new rule that I put now is because I accidentally hit the market order. Because as soon as I put my order in, like maybe a minute later, I seen I was down when this bar hit right here. This is our 5-minute candles. Let me show you guys a 1-minute candle. Right here, you see the first minute, it kind of jumped up. So I was like, okay, it's a little moving. Let me just dive right in and see. I know I have to be quick. I did check the flow, and I didn't see the flow, but I did see the shares outstanding were 279 million, I believe. So I was like, wow, it's kind of high. So I know the float's going to be a little high for 200 million or 300 million on the float. We need a lot of volume to move the stock, you guys. And I knew it was a pump at the same time, and it was a promotion or a pump and dump, whatever you guys want to call it. So I knew you had to be a little quick with these, because these are the kind of stocks that will go up but come right back down. So I was like, let me get in this real fast. And so I put my order at 70, but like I said, by the time I didn't look over it, and I accidentally hit the market order, which I'm not making any excuses, you guys. I should have double checked, and I should have looked at my screen and made sure it was a limit order, because I was like, wait, I just bought it at 70 cents. How am I down that much? And then when I looked back, I was like, oh man, I just accidentally hit the market order. So I was a little pissed, but I seen volume coming in right here. So I was like, okay, we still have a little volume coming in, so maybe this thing, goes back to 8, and I'll just, sell out and break even and get my money back. But that did not happen. It was having a chop fest, if you could see right here. It was just chopping away, a little consolidating, some people call it, but to me it's not really consolidating, because it is a pump. So I was down maybe $225, so I decided, you know what, I'm just going to count my losses and learn from this mistake. You're supposed to learn from your losses. So I was like, okay, let me just sell out and see what I did wrong, and hopefully learn from this. That's why I'm doing my video. Maybe you guys can learn from my mistake too. So I got in too quickly. I wasn't patient. You know, in trading, patience is key. Patience and discipline, I believe, is key. So I put in my order right here, and it took a while to get filled. But when I looked at level 2 and the times and sales, level 2, like I always say, is where they show you the buyers and the sellers. So when I seen all the buyers right here, and I was like, there's not that many buyers coming in. There's a whole bunch of sellers. Like there were sellers selling 30,000 shares, 40,000 shares, 10,000 shares, 5,000 shares, 46,000 shares. I was like, wow, that's a lot of sellers. And the buyers were only like 5,000 shares, 10,000 shares, 10,000 shares, 3,000 shares. So I could kind of tell that there was a huge wall of sellers. And then when you look at the times and sales, it was mostly in red. So it was like a lot of people were smacking the bid. So I didn't like that. So I was like, okay, let me just get out, because this thing it doesn't look like it's moving. And then when I looked down here, the volume was fading away. If you could tell, like between a few moments, there was barely any volume at all. So it was hard to get out the stock. And when I did put in my order to sell, I only got filled for maybe 11,000 shares. I had 15,000. So I got filled for 11,000 shares, and I had like 4,000 shares left, and I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and there were a couple times where the stock was over my ask price, and I still didn't get filled. When I noticed, I was like, nobody wants to buy it. Like there was no buyers at the price I wanted to sell it. So I was like, I waited for a while. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna smack the bid. So I smacked the bid. I believe it was the guy was somebody was bidding like 0.65. So I just sold it to him for a total loss of $302. So my second mistake I did was I didn't actually wait for the setup. I didn't wait for one of my setups. I didn't stick to my niche. You know, I usually play NASDAQ stocks, which are between $1 and $8, $1 and $10. The lowest I usually go, like on tops, is 50 cents. You know, I don't like trading double zeros. I don't like trading triple zeros. You know, it's not my niche. I know some people like it, and some people it's their niche, but to me, I don't like it, and I kind of wanted to be a scientist today and just test this strategy out. Because I have been following these stock promoters for a while, and I just wanted to see what could happen, you know, to get in a pump and dump. So if you could tell, by the end of the day, this thing lost 36%, almost 37%. It's 36.56% and went down. And this is supposed to be a pump. It didn't even last 5-10 minutes. Not even 5 minutes, excuse me. So big lesson learned, you guys. I'm not playing any more pump and dumps. I know some of you guys like the pump and dumps. Some of you guys like shorting pump and dumps. Some of you guys like buying longing pump and dumps. But I'm not liking these promoter stocks. And I just had a little FOMO this morning. I had to be somewhere at 1:30, so I was like, let me just find a stock to trade. So that alert came in, and I got in, which is a huge mistake. You never want to do that. So my first lesson I learned was always double check before placing your order. Second, stick to your niche. You know, stick to your pattern. Stick to what you're good at, what you're comfortable with. You know, I'm usually trading stocks for maybe a day. The longest, I'll usually stay in sometimes I'll be in a stock for 10 minutes, for 5 minutes. You know, as soon as I see a stock go up a little bit, I'll basically take my money and run, because I know, you know, in stock market, like maybe 80 to 90% of traders lose money. So I like to take my money and run. So this was a loss that I learned from. In trading, everybody loses sometimes, you guys. There's nobody out there with 100%, you know, perfect trades or anything like that. But what you want to do is you want to learn from your losses. You don't want to keep repeating the same things over and over. If you're playing this 3-4 times, you keep losing. You want to identify, like, okay, what I do wrong today. You know, sometimes you want to write down how you're thinking during the trade. How am I thinking? What's going on? How am I feeling? You know, in trading, you know, a lot of emotions kick in. It's hard. You know, the toughest part of trading is trying to control your emotions and trying to control fear and greed. Sometimes you'll sell a stock too early, and let's say you make a couple $100, and then 20 minutes later you could have made $1,000. You'll be like, damn, man, I wish I would have held. But I don't think of it like that. I just, you know, I got my money and I got out of there onto the next one. Sometimes you'll sell a stock and take a loss, and then 30 minutes later it's finally doing what you're doing, what you want it to do. So stock trading, it's a lot of it's a lot of mental, psychological things. You have to, it's people who move these stocks, you guys. Stocks are not living, breathing things. People are moving these stocks, so the lessons we learned today is always double check your trades before trading. Only takes a couple seconds to just double look at your order before you confirm it. Second biggest lesson again is plan your trade the plan. That's what we always say, you know what I mean? Stick to your plan, stick to your niche. It's consistency, don't go for home runs in trading. You want to go for singles, So another big lesson I learned was stick to my niche. So I'm going to stick to my patterns, what I'm comfortable with. The NASDAQ stocks between $1 and $10. The lowest maybe 50 cents. But, I want to make sure they're NASDAQ stocks. And another thing I learned, a huge lesson, was, to always, you want to be in liquid stocks. You want stocks to have a lot of volume. This had a lot of volume, but it quickly faded off. And when I wanted to get filled, I couldn't get filled. So when I play NASDAQ stocks, it doesn't take that long to get filled. If I place an order for, let's say, $1.07 to sell a stock, and it's at $1.07, it usually takes a few seconds or a minute to get filled. This thing, I was waiting for like 5, 10, 15 minutes, and I had to keep lowering my order and lowering my order and lowering my order until I got filled. Until finally I just smacked the bid, and I just sold it to the highest bidder, which I still took a loss. But like we say, you guys want to learn from your losses. You don't want to repeat your mistakes. You want to identify where you went wrong, and you don't want to do that again. It's not an exact science, but history repeats itself. So pump and dumps usually happen. They usually come right up and come right back down. So if you do want to play these pumps, guys, you have to be quick. Another thing I didn't follow was a plan, in which I didn't have a plan. Like today I had it on my plan. Tops, buy at 51 cents, 3,000 shares, sell at 57 cents. So I'm only looking for singles. I'm only looking for a couple $100 profit here and there, $200 a day, and we're trying to build our accounts. So we don't want to go for home runs. We don't want to have the home run mentality. That's where a lot of traders mess up and lose, because a lot of stocks come right up and you're like, okay, keep going, and it'll come right back down. And you don't want to watch your profits disappear. This could have been a lot worse. Like I said, by the end of the day, it was 37% down on the day. So if I would have held on for the rest of the day, I would have lost maybe $500, $600. So try to minimize your losses, guys. I always give it a little wiggle room, give it a little time. I don't use stop losses. I use mental stop orders, because I know market makers can see your stop losses, and I don't want to give market makers a chance to screw me over. I know these pumpers kind of screwed me over, but the lessons are bigger than the losses. Sometimes we pay tuition to the market, you guys, but the important thing is you learn from your mistakes. You try to not let them happen again. Control your emotions, and learn from them, and try to do better next time. And just keep learning and never stop learning. Don't get discouraged from a loss. I know sometimes you'll win and be like, yes, it encourages you, so you go study. Some people lose and be like, oh fuck, this is BS, I don't want to trade no more, I lost a lot today. But you don't want to do that, because there was a time, like maybe a year and a half, where I lost $1,000 when I first started trading, and I didn't even know what the hell I was doing. I was just buying stocks. I didn't even know how to sell. I didn't know how to do none of that. But over time, little by little, it will click. It will click little by little. I haven't, I'm not saying that it fully clicked for me yet, but we are on the right path, and I hope you guys are on the right path too. I hope you guys learn from my mistakes. Thank you for everybody, guys, for watching and tuning in. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Good luck trading, everybody. Thank you.